Hello everyone, this is my tarot card reading for Gemini in September 2015. How will the month of September 2015 go for Gemini? I apologize for this being so late. I had an intercontinental move that kind of threw a wrench in my plans and my schedule and my ability to do these readings. I'll hope to be more on time in the future. Let's see what the cards have to say. How will September 2015 go for Gemini? How will September 2015 go for Gemini? How will September 2015 go for Gemini? Let's see. Well, the central card in this reading is the Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords here, we have a young person just come into their power and an intellectual with ideas. Swords is always the suit of ideas, reasons, thoughts, intellect. And we have the Knight of Swords dashing out into the world, ready to use his or her ideas to cut through all that oppose them, to carve a new path, to defeat his or her enemies, and to win. Why? Why is the Knight of Swords charging out on this? There's been something that's happened recently. We have the Nine of Swords here. We have a person here distraught, broken by their grief and their anguish, crying in the dark, dark of the night. Getting over that, moving beyond that, is the key challenge for the Knight in this reading. We have here, sort of reinforcing this, moving away from the situation of the happy home, the Four of Wands. It indicates to me, I get the sense that there is some kind of family or relationship problem that result in the past, that there was a happy situation that fell apart, and that the Knight here, male or female, because of course the Knight of Swords merely represents a part of our personality, not an individual person with personal characteristics. We have the Knight of Swords here having to move beyond this heartbreak, this sadness, this mourning of loss for what was before, and to forge a new path using his or her ideas to create a new life, a new situation, to find something new. And the Knight here has the power. The Magician here has the ability to channel the power from above and beyond, to use each of the four implements of the tarot to create new things, to channel the power, to move it around, to do things, to make things happen. The Knight has this power in his or her heart. But interestingly, we have here the Page of Cups. Cups is a suit of emotions, feelings, intuition, and sometimes love. I wonder if there's a new individual on the knight's mind. Somebody that they're kind of interested in. A new acquaintance, a new meeting. There's a little bit of a spark there, or maybe a little bit more. And moving towards the Empress. Interesting. So depending on the situation, this could be either the knight becoming this embodiment of femininity, this embodiment of womanhood, the Earth Mother in connection to the woods and the grass and the forests and the fields around her, fertile and productive, or perhaps taking this acquaintance and sort of moving her from a mere acquaintance on the mind into the Earth Mother in the knight's life. It can go in all kinds of different ways there. We at the base of the staff here, and what I think in this particular reading is represents challenges, we have the Two of Swords. The Two of Swords here is a dilemma. There's two paths, two ideas that are equally strong, that are in balance with each other, and it's hard to make this decision. The knight is not sure which sword to take to battle, which of these to use, to pursue, to go with. And this dilemma is getting in the way of moving beyond the 9 here. It is the knight needs to grab a sword to charge out into the world. Without it, he's just riding around like an idiot. But which one to get? This is a problem the knight is facing. Could be that there's multiple people they're involved in. Could be the knight's not sure about the right approach. It could be something entirely unrelated to this, but I kind of doubt it. And because the knight is not ready to draw his or her sword and cut through these problems, we have here in the position of friends and family, we have the Five of Wands. And the Five of Wands represents this sort of pointless struggle. These people bashing and bunting into each other, kind of like a mosh pit with staves, and not really accomplishing much of anything. They're not seriously fighting. If they were, they'd draw out their knives and their swords and stab each other, and it'd be more like the Five of Swords. This is just a bunch of people who have too much energy and don't know what to do with, so they end up fighting like a bunch of little boys in the playground. Because the knight's not really ready to cut through this silliness and is not sure exactly how to move forward, it's resulting in the situation around him or her with his friends and families being in all kinds of silly chaos. And the challenge of the knight is to bring order to this situation. But it's hard. It's hard because moving on is not easy. The knight's still encumbered by grief and sadness and worried that everything's going to collapse. Everything's going to fall apart. In the hopes and fears position here, we have the Tower, the sudden, dramatic end of a situation. And I think that makes this, helps us to interpret the 9 here a little bit easier. The Tower is when a situation, either sometimes a relationship, it could be a company, it could be a family, it could be a trip, it could be all kinds of things. Something that has been existing for a while, an establishment, an institution of some sort, is destroyed like by a bolt from the heavens, all of a sudden blowing the crown off and sending its rulers down, flying into the pit. Out of the blue, catastrophe. And the knight's worried here. The knight is worried that what destroyed his or her previous life could happen again, or could still happen, that he or she is not beyond it. And that this is making it harder and harder and harder for the knight to channel that power, to choose that sword, and to move forward. And it's leaving him, it's leaving the knight, it is leaving Gemini battered. Here we have the 9 of Wands. The figure here, a tough warrior with his wand, but warily looking out at a field of other wands arrayed against him. The 9 here is an individual who is engaged in this battle with other people, who has fought to make his or her vision reality, to make things happen in the world, and is triumphant for the moment. But The other people never go away. The other opportunities, the other ideas, the other new sprouts are always there. And it's a constant struggle to insist that his own or her own is going to be the victor. He's battered, but standing strong, but not yet victorious. That would be a major arcana. And so what we have here is grief, indecision, and the ties of the past, the memory of a previous happy time, holding the knight back, resulting in battles that don't go anywhere, battles that can't be won. And the knight really needs to think about which sword to choose and get started on it. Because the longer you wait, the longer you let indecision hold you back, Gemini, the harder it's going to be and the more you're going to get battered. Best of luck to you.